Hey guys, it's David in the kitchen. I'm going to show you how to make lentil bean stew, one of my favorite dishes. Come on. So if you're like me, you don't have a lot of time, so you want to do everything in one pot. Sound pretty good? All right, now let's introduce you to the ingredients. You're going to get a red onion chopped up, about half that red pepper chopped up, and that celery. You're also going to peel that sweet potato, chop it up, and that spinach is ready to go. We're going to use vegetable broth, fire roasted tomatoes, and of course, the star of the show, the lentil bean. You're going to use parsley, turmeric, garlic, black pepper, salt, and cumin. Okay, let's get chopping. Okay, I'm not a chef, I'm not a professional chef, but I do know how to chop an onion. I use that knife. So nothing special. I put a little bit of olive oil in this pan here, or pot, that's a pot, and I'm gonna now put the onion in the pot. Oh. Okay, I got that on high. I like to get the onions going pretty quick. This is the beginning of the flavor. You gotta get the onions in first, because they're gonna get all nice and caramelized, and they're gonna give you great flavor. Next up, I'm gonna take some of this garlic, as much as I damn well please, and I'm going to put it in there with the onion. So now there's a serious flavor party happening, and that's basically going to cook for just a few seconds there. You can see I've already chopped my red pepper. That's going to go in next. Okay, so I've chopped my celery, and as I told you, I was going to put that red pepper in there, and oh, hello. I sure did know how to cook the phone. So I'm going to mix that around. I'm still on high with that olive oil. Okay, so here's the sweet potato. That's probably the hardest part of the whole thing, is just peeling the potato and cutting it and chopping it. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Meanwhile, I did get the celery in there, and he's pretty happy to be in there with everybody else. We're still on high. I didn't add any more oil, so it's starting to get, you know, maybe a little drier than you would want. If you want to add a little bit more oil at this point, you can. What I like to do now, while everybody's sitting in there, is get the salt going. So now I try not to use too much salt because I want to live a long time. But I'll just kind of do it. All right. So there's no measuring ever in my kitchen. I just do it to my eyeball. And a little bit of pepper. You can't really see that, but show it to you once it's in there. A little bit, oh hello. A little bit of pepper, and we'll mix that around. Meanwhile, I gotta peel this damn sweet potato. Okay, so I got the sweet potato peeled. You can see I'm trying to show you what I do here. I just cut it into these circles here, and that's how I start to get to the chopping. Then each circle kind of gets hacked up. It's hard to do with one hand here. I'm also the photographer, cinematographer here. But you can get the idea. So do a little bit of that action, and then we're gonna go chopping a little bit more here. Starting to get the picture. So that's it. That's what I do, but I gotta do it with this whole freaking potato. So see you in a minute. Okay, trust me, I was brilliant the way I chopped that sweet potato up. You can see it in there. He's very happy to join the mix here. We're still on high. Trying to get the flavor. Looks like the garlic is starting to burn, and I don't care. Because if you like the flavor of like a garlic bagel, you know, that's all burnt garlic. So it doesn't matter to me. I don't want to burn my food typically, but in this particular case, I kind of like the flavor. If you don't like burnt garlic, just watch your heat and maybe take it down. I'm going to take my heat down now to medium-high. So we're going to work on medium-high and let those items stew for just a minute. Speaking of stew, this is going to be a stew. Let me tell you a little bit about that. Okay, so this could make a lentil soup. I would just make it in a bigger pot and use more stock or water. But this particular dish I love as a stew. I like to serve it over brown rice or just eat it, you know, by itself. It's going to be nice and thick, very satisfying. And it's a vegan dish, so it's not often that you find a a vegan dish to be like really satisfying in terms of like comfort food, but this one is. Okay, back to our ingredients. Again, fire roasted tomatoes. Really great product. I get mine at Aldi. I'm gonna put it right in there, man. The whole freaking can right there. Boom. Now I'm on medium now, right? I put the heat on medium and everybody's still cooking real good. I'm gonna mix the tomatoes in. I'm starting to get some really good flavor going here. Mix that around and get ready for the star. Okay, here's the star of the show. So this is a 14-ounce bag. It's about half of the bag left. I made this awesome dish for myself just 2 days ago, I think, and ate the whole pot. Yep. So a bit of a glutton there, but here we go. Lentils. You're going to go into the pot. Well, failed. You'll see it in a second. All right, so I successfully got the lentils in the pot. That's good. Now these beans, you know, are dry. So what's the antidote to dryness? Ta-da! Vegetable broth or water. You can use water, but then you got to jack up the seasonings salt-wise and all that stuff. So I like to use this vegetable broth. What I don't like is trying to open it with one hand while I talk and record a video, so give me a second. Ah, look at that aperture. Okay, I just pour the whole damn thing in there. You're starting to get a sense of how I cook. It's usually about like the whole damn thing. Ease is good. I love ease. I love flavor. And I'm willing to suffer a little bit in the kitchen with all the chopping, because trust me, this is so good. It's just gonna freak you out how good this is. All right, the spinach is like, when is it my time? When is it my time to shine? Not quite yet. We're getting the mixture here to heat up to a slight boil. I'm gonna jack this up to high because I am a very impatient, giant ape-like man, and I cannot wait. Okay, it's coming to a boil. I wanted to show you this instrument I've been using. It's called a spurtle. I don't think you can see that there. But the spurtle, I bought this from television because I'm a sucker, and it's actually pretty good. It works pretty good for, you know, giant mixing things. So you got all this stuff happening now. Oh boy. Okay, this is on. It's happening. So now I am going to pick up my spinach and just artfully dump it on top, right? Oh yes. You can tell I'm a class act. Okay, so then I take my spurtle and I mush it in there, and yeah, it's gonna taste great. Okay, we're gonna hit the spices now, right? And I showed you what they are. I'm gonna start with, you know, the king of all spice. You wanna be careful with this because it's so good, but it's also really not great for you. Then that was salt, by the way, not some strange powder. This is black pepper, and I'm just gonna dump a little in there. And again, hard to see on camera, but about a quarter size of an American quarter, 25 cents. Then I'm gonna do turmeric. Now, if you don't like curry, do not put this in there because it's gonna taste like shit to you, but I love it. It's this is what makes it all orange and yellow, and oh man, and this is supposed to be one of the best things for you is turmeric. You're supposed to eat this every day. Really good medical information out there about turmeric. I think it tastes great though. I wouldn't eat it if it was just medically sound. I want it to be tasty. So I put a little turmeric in there, and now I'm gonna do the cumin. You gotta be seriously careful with cumin. Never use too much of this. But a little bit goes a long way. Then parsley, woohoo! Parsley you can just dump, doesn't matter, because it's such a good green herb, and it just kind of brings everybody together. What I was told is that parsley plays with garlic, like they're best friends, and garlic is only, that parsley tones the garlic down. So hope that's true. I've been telling people that for years. Okay, so now it's time to put the lid on it, and voila, that's it. You did it. That's gonna cook for about 2 hours. So just put it on simmer down now, let it cook for 2 hours, and then we're gonna eat. You remember what this is called? The spurtle. Yeah, I don't care what you use, but don't forget to stir. Okay, it's been 2 hours. It's my favorite part of the process. Yes, the eating. Haha. It looks absolutely amazing. You got the celery, the sweet potatoes, the beans, the tomatoes, the spinach. So healthy. Actually looks like a little bit more of a soup than I'm used to, but you know what? That is not going to stop me. Folks, thanks so much for watching. Enjoy lentil bean stew. Take care.